know if you've seen this yet. I thought it was pretty comical. Andre Drummond took 20 shots. It was 21 minutes?
30 minutes.
Oh, in 30 minutes, Andre Drummond took 20 shots and had 21 rebounds. Is this going to be his year? I mean, but doggone, do you have to take 20 shots
to score 17 points?
That's why, yeah. Scored 17 points.
And this is why I always tell people, offensive rebounding is the most overrated stat in all of basketball. Because it's just like, he had 17 offensive rebounds. Yeah, but he missed 16 shots.
I was going to say, I was just going to say, where half of those 20 shots came from? Tapping the ball to him doggone self off the backboard. I mean, that's just ridiculous numbers.
I swear, it was a guy in college, who did this, right? And he averaged like 12 rebounds a game. This had to be 10, 15 years ago, right? But I'm just saying, like he would miss all the time. His field goal percentage was like 44%. So I was just like, well, no wonder he averages 12 rebounds a game. Come on, Drummond, listen. If you're at the basket, dunk it. If you can't do that, develop your shot, please.
Pass it out.
Well, before we go into our division picks, one last number. Lakers are down 47-36 in the second quarter. Marco Bellinelli has 11 points off the bench for Sacramento. Kobe Bryant has played 12 minutes and scored 8 points on 4 of 10 shooting. Now, here's the number that's going to be real scary real quick, guys. Kobe Bryant on the floor is a negative 14 right now.
Ooh.
We're only 5 minutes into the second quarter. He's a negative 14.
Yeah,
that's old Gunner Kobe showing up tonight. He's 4'10". He doesn't say more.
Well, it also tells you that on the defensive end, it's not working out either. But again, he's still better than 93. Man, I don't even want to get him back into that. But.
All right, guys, we got a couple minutes left in the show. Let's talk about the division winners. Paul, who you got winning the division in the Southwest Division?
I'm gonna go Houston, man. I think they're loaded.
Mark, who do you got winning the division?
I have San Antonio. I think those old guys will get it together and go ahead and pull it out.
I don't think you guys are wrong. I think it's between those two teams for sure, but I'm going to give Houston the slight edge.
I'm taking the Spurs. Aldridge, I think, is Aldridge is the big piece, but Paul said earlier David West is the big X factor. And the fact that they have, I think, 62 players on roster who were born during the Beatles' heydays back in the 60s. Yeah, so I think that's just a random thought, but you can't go over experience that in any particular time. So, guys, we're about to wrap things up here on Full Court Press Radio, sponsored by SOFOELLC. But before we go, Mark, what do you got coming up in the pipeline this week?
I'm going to do a piece on Damian Jones. He's a center from Vanderbilt. I know Vanderbilt and super basketball prospect don't usually go together, but in this case, it does. This guy really can play. And one more note, while I'm speaking on the Southeastern Conference, super prospect in my Super 7 that I wrote, Sky Labissiere, he might be ineligible for the entire year. This will be a big blow to Kentucky, and it certainly will affect his draft stock. So, just keep up with that. I'm going to be posting on Full Court Press on Facebook page and Twitter, but that's something that our basketball fans, you want to take note of.
Is he another version of Enes Kanter?
He could be. Enes Kanter was supposed to be number 1, and then he slipped to number 3 just because he was ineligible. I mean, this guy could fall a little further because this draft class is loaded. And if he doesn't play, that could happen. So, it's just a story. We want to monitor Sheck Diallo from Kansas also going through the same eligibility issues. So we have to see if those are Super 7 top guys. We have to see what happens with those cases moving forward.
Mark, has everybody get in contact with you, social media, and those other places as well, too?
If you want to get in touch with me, you can hit me at Breakdown Sport on Twitter. We're talking everything basketball, college, NBA, even high school, especially if you're talking about the Sixers. Also, if you want to have some fun, reach me on my Instagram at Breakdown Sport, and that's what it is.
Mark Johnson, once again, thanks for coming on the show and doing what you do. We'll talk to you again next week.
All right, thanks, fellas.
Yo.
Paul Myers, what you got coming up? And, what's some of the last thoughts you got for the show tonight?
Yeah, I mean, just some of the things we talked about. It was a pretty good show. The rankings are definitely baffling. I do think, we covered one of the strongest divisions in basketball tonight. the Southwest Division. I mean, it's really on a if they weren't all in the same division, I could see all 5 of these teams potentially making the playoffs. I mean, that's it's kind of that strong. Even though I think Dallas is probably the weakest team in the division at this point, in the East they would make the playoffs. So this is a strong division, man. So it was actually a lot of fun to talk about it. Be on the lookout for a couple things I got coming up. I'm going to do a series that is going to compare the top 10 players of today with legends that are most comparable to them. Tried to get it as close as I could, man. Some of these players were tough, but we're gonna compare and contrast some legends compared to the new legends of the sport. So that's gonna be something fun that I'm looking forward to doing. Also gonna get on this video blog. I talked about it a little bit last week. Had to work out the intricacies, so ready to start doing that. So I'll probably give my thoughts on the Lamar Odom thing in the next day or two.
And Paul, how do they get in contact with you on social media and all those wonderful things?
Well, you can. I'm getting a little stronger at Twitter. Never been my favorite social media site, but you can always find me there. Paul Myers FCP, and that FCP is Full Court Press. So Paul Myers FCP. You can find me on there. Anytime you write me, I'll write you back. So, definitely can reach out to me there. I'm always on Facebook. You can find me on there. And if you want to write on our website, I'll comment back there as well.
Paul Myers, thanks for coming on the show. And once again, we'll talk to you on next Tuesday night. And like I said, we have about another minute and a half before we let you out of here tonight on Full Court Press Radio. So we want to give quick shout-outs. Number one, to our producer, Chris Velasquez, sitting in the booth tonight. It's getting kind of late. I know he wants to get home. So also,
what's my last name?
Of course, Chris is always in my ear about things like that. We also want to thank our sponsor, SOFOELLC. Please give them a shout on Twitter and Instagram at SOFO, which is SOFOELLC on Twitter and Instagram. They have a great scavenger hunt they're starting up this weekend. So if you're in the Orlando metropolitan area, please follow them because they're giving away free stuff everywhere. Also want to thank Jim Fouquet. We have Jim Fouquet Realty, as well as Late Night Parents, Action Parks, Hoop Culture. Check out their store. They also have a free shipping code going on right now. So if you're looking for free shipping, please give great products over there. Also want to thank everybody who listens to the show every single week. And shout outs to, my team, Paul, Mark, the brand new people that are coming on. So basically you'll see Ronald, as well as Jason and Donald and also Betty as well too. They'll be starting up next couple weeks. And also final shout out to my lovely wife Ellen and my 2 kids who are, I think, asleep by now. So we're going to be back with you guys next Tuesday night as we talk about the Pacific Division, Kobe Bryant, and everything else here on Full Court Press Radio, sponsored by SOFOELLC. We'll see you guys next Tuesday night.